I can't talk over that. Welcome to the Not Nerd Podcast. I'm Nate Heath, and we are here to help you tech better. Here with me, as always, Mr. Elf Baylor.
Hello. And the funny thing
Hello.
is everybody gets a 2-second view of me before the show starts because I didn't have it on our standby slide. So my apologies for that to all of you
Hey, more
completionists out
Dave,
there.
no apologies needed. Yes, we are. We realize this is the one before Christmas, which, quick programming note, the next 2 weeks, thanks to the Gregorian calendar, we will be moving, or whoever decide when Christmas is. I guess
Yeah.
Gregorian is to blame for New Year's, but with those both being on Mondays, we will be recording on Tuesday evening the next 2 weeks. So,
Mm.
producer Todd, remember to set your alarm for Tuesday instead of Monday, and welcome in, and thank you for letting us know it looks and sounds good.
Yeah.
But we are festive, Dave. What all you got going on there? You've got a lighted hat.
I do. I'm sorry. I'm trying to log into something real quick as you were bantering. So my apologies. Um, I've got the uh, Griswold family uh,
Nice, nice.
shirt. I've gotten a lot of
Yeah.
mileage out of this year. This is the third time I've worn it, and I haven't washed it between
Oh,
wearings. So
people wash their clothes.
occasionally, I
Huh.
underwear once a week or whatever. And then I've got this blinky hat. I don't
Yes,
want
I
to adjust my
like.
lights because I'll mess stuff up, but you can see they indeed
Yeah,
do
I can
blink.
see those. Those
And
do
what about you, my
blink.
friend? It looks like you've got
Well,
some
my
garb.
lovely ladies purchased for me at the Fred of the Myers, our local Kroger branch,
Wow.
this lovely alpaca Christmas sweater that I've gotten a little bit
Wow.
of enjoyment out of. I wore this when Isla and I went and saw the Grinch, but yeah, there's some shine there. And then
And
I figured, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say the glasses remind me of Isla's glasses, so maybe she's like,
Yes.
"Hey, same
Hey,
glasses."
that looks like me. Yes, and she's a fan of all animals, but
Hmm.
yes. And then I figured with the trucker hats, I've just been giving it away for free, no suspense or anything. So I'm going to start off with it backwards. You can see that the net is green
Yeah,
here,
it's
but
a net
I
front.
didn't practice. Yeah, net front. Didn't practice this ahead of time. Probably get some nice microphone noise there.
What do we
But
got
this is
here?
my
Look at this.
festive reindeer Christmas hat. So,
It's like
uh,
pixelated.
yes,
It's like
yeah, it's like an
8-bit.
8-bit reindeer snowflake Christmas hat. I got this one on
I love
Amazon
it.
a couple years ago. So, yeah, we thought we'd bring the festiveness for the restiveness. Does that make any sense?
It kind of does. I moved the placement of my video window, so you may notice instead of me looking over here, I'm now looking more towards the camera, but I'm still looking down. One of
Yes.
these days, I'm going to get the little what you been dang it
Yes. Teleprompter
teleprompter, and I can look right at the
screen.
lens.
Yes,
So
which you brought up that it was something on your list
yeah,
on the Mark and Todd cast, which
right.
I did a couple weeks ago, and you did an episode that dropped today, Monday, as we're recording this, as we're live on YouTube.
Yeah.
But Todd put that out and did a Dave and Todd cast, and as per usual, we've got a couple crossover stories, so you will have already talked about at least one of our stories that we're going to bring up, but you brought up your teleprompter
Yeah.
on there.
Well, before we hit the follow up, I wanted to take a look at my mug,
Oh,
my
yes,
beautiful
I was
mug.
going to.
No,
Yes,
the mug
more
I'm
mug.
drinking from tonight.
The stanky bean.
That is one of the colors that an AI generated a while ago, and my
Oh,
son adopted it as his gamer tag.
oh, nice.
So Stinky
Yeah,
Bean
I
is his
remember.
gamer
Was
tag.
that a show title one? I
Probably.
think we did Stanky Bean when AI came
Yeah.
up with that new color. Nice.
Yeah.
Speaking of AI, I was listening to a podcast, the iPhone Photo Team or iPhone Photo Show, And what he did for the episode was he asked ChatGPT for a list of questions to interview himself. And I
Okay.
thought, I'm always trying to think of things to do on ChatGPT. So I went on there and I asked old Chatty GPT, what can you tell me about the Not Nerd podcast?
Hmm?
And at first, I was using Siri dictation, and it was the not KNOT nerd podcast, which apparently doesn't exist, or at least didn't before January of 2022 when ChatGPT's data was there. But then when I corrected it to our spelling, here's what it said. Tell me what you think, Dave.
All right.
The Not Nerd Podcast is a technology focused podcast that covers a variety of topics related to the tech world. The hosts, Nate Heath and Dave Ginsburg. Dave Ginsburg.
Who?
Dave Ginsburg discuss the latest in technology news, gadgets, software, and provide insights and recommendations. They aim to make tech accessible and enjoyable for listeners, offering a blend of information and entertainment. To get the most up to date information, consider checking out their official website or podcast platforms for recent episodes and details.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
besides Dave
Here's what I think
Ginsburg,
happened. Here's what happened.
mm-hmm,
I did the 23andMe the data was
mm,
stolen. They were checking
yes,
for people of Jewish descent. They connected David with a biblical name and added
yeah,
Ginsburg on the
yes,
back of my name.
yes.
That's my
I
working
googled
theory.
David Ginsburg. There was a chemist, an Israeli researcher from 1920 to
Hmm.
1988 in synthetic organic chemistry. There was and he has a lab named after him at the University of Michigan.
Wow.
And then there's some guy on LinkedIn from San Francisco that Dave is passionate about championing new programs, growth, and leading global teams, and ultimately driving product adoption and growth. That is the most
Wow.
LinkedIn blurb I've ever heard.
Well, maybe we should change everything on the website and everything to Ginsburg, and then maybe we'll get more viewers and
Oh,
listeners because
yeah,
people
maybe
think it's
that's,
him because
yes,
he seems a little
indeed.
more classy than me.
Yes, producer Todd says Dave needs a t shirt that just says Dave Ginsburg in big block letters. Just roll with it. Oh man,
Ask me
I
about
just
my last name.
and that just summarizes ChatGPT so well that it's like that is a great paragraph explaining our podcast,
Hmm.
except for it has not even close to the correct last name for you.
Except for one egregious
Yes,
egregious error. And
yes,
I mean, that's kind of the problem, isn't it? Because people
yeah,
they get to using it and they're doing everything and it's like, "Oh, in 1969, people traveled to the moon and then there were 5 subsequent missions, blah blah blah."
traveled to the
Yeah,
moon.
exactly. And then it'll say, "Except it was all fake and filmed by Stanley Kubrick." And it's like, "Okay.
Okay, pulling in too much information there.
Yeah,
Yes, yes, indeed. Well, with that, let us get into some follow up.
let's do it."
This first one, everybody was probably watching it live, but I want, in case you missed it, Andrew the Annihilator Ngai won his third straight Microsoft Excel championship. We were talking about that a while ago, and I watched. I think I linked to Twitter, but there's a video on there, kind of a super cut of the event. And I will tell you this: the MC of the event is definitely trying to bring in more hype than uh, what there actually seem to be in the room, because after all, they are competing in Excel. But
Yes.
there was four guys, and they get certain points for different things that they create on this spreadsheet and all this stuff. And the big thing that the Annihilator did was with, I think, about 30 seconds left, he just put down his keyboard, took off his headphones, and sat back because he had enough of a lead that he was confident he was going to take the belt. They did have an Excel Championships belt.
Now, what did
It,
they um like what's this thing I see here in the in the middle that's not loading. What is this thing here? Is that what he
Oh
did?
yeah, so that's the that's a video there. So
Oh,
it'll move and it shows him scrolling
Just
through and
taking the top
doing
four here. So with this
formulas and
elimination,
calculations and
I
this and
see.
that. And you can see which moves he's making, F2 escape, and all this stuff.
But
Um,
so explained, not for me because I know, but for everybody at home, like how does this work? Like I'm fully don't understand what's happening.
so they, from my
Or I
understanding of
mean,
it,
a friend of
they are
mine doesn't.
given a set of instructions of things to do in a spreadsheet. Then for
Okay.
each of the things that they are able to successfully complete in the allotted time, they get a certain amount of points. So
Hmm.
basically, it's like programming, only you're using Excel
So it's like
instead of like a programming language.
make a spreadsheet with this text using these formulas to output as something, and they
Yes.
just race to do it as fast as they can.
Yeah, they've got these gaming PCs. I think there was like four guys in the finals. I was looking at the video footage. You can see that room there. It actually looks like um, when I was in Vegas for a trade show. That was in 2020 at I think the Luxor, the
Mm-hmm.
Pyramid one. They had an esports arena there, and it
Okay,
looks like
that
that
does look
might
like
be
an
where they're
esports
holding this.
arena.
Yes, yeah. So they did say it was in Vegas, but
Hmm.
yeah, he did it. Third time
Good
in a
for him.
row.
Wow,
Yes, indeed. And I
exciting.
do see in the further down in the X
Oh,
thread
there's the guy, by the way.
that the live stream when they took the screenshot had 89,000 views
Mm,
3 days after it was streamed. So it's getting some views, almost up to not nerd levels, but
yeah.
they do what they can.
And I don't
Uh,
know if you mentioned that Chelsea said so festive. Nice job.
oh, yes,
So
yes. My
we have
wife
we
has
have
entered the live stream.
we at least have two viewers right now. I don't
Yes.
know. Is the internet going to break? What's going to happen here?
Yeah, yeah. Those Mr. Beast numbers we got. Well, our next piece of follow up. We didn't talk as much about Google, but for a long time, the Epic versus Apple battle, and Epic, the makers of Fortnite and
Mm-hmm.
the gaming platform, was suing Apple. Well, they were also suing Google. Now, against Apple, we talked about a while ago, Apple kind of won that fight. They had a court case that went in front of a judge. Now, Google's App Store ruled an illegal monopoly as a jury
Mm-hmm.
sides with Epic Games on this one. Now, you will see a jury on this one, whereas Apple had just a judge, but um, there was a lot of evidence that came down. I've been seeing stories on this for weeks as the trial was going. I just didn't feel like bringing it up, but it's pretty interesting when you think about Apple stores. You think, oh, Apple's a monopoly, and Google is just Android is the free world of mobile phones. Well,
No.
not according to these two court cases, and so Epic, and I'm sure Google's going to appeal it and all of
Sure.
that stuff. But there was a lot of evidence just that Google is a lot more controlling with their app store than they lead on. And they take 30% just the
Oh,
same
sure.
as Apple does,
It's
which
just
doesn't
that
get talked about because they're
with
not Apple.
Android, you can install alternative. Hey, sorry about that. That's me. What did I
Hopefully, I'll
break?
come back in. Oh, there we go.
That's me. So I noticed that the
And
the power
this
cable.
is where I just vamp, but Dave
Are
can
you? Can
probably
you hear
hear
me?
me and he's laughing,
Oh,
laughing with the rest of you
okay.
of me
You
just
can't hear me.
talking randomly.
I see.
Oh,
Everyone else
looks
can hear me.
like we're
That's what's
back.
funny.
I just don't hear
Yeah,
anything.
we're back.
There
I
we go. Hey-o.
again, everybody could hear me. This was 100% my fault, Nate. I noticed on my Anchor Hub that the power cable was like three
Ah,
quarters the way out, and I go to push it in. Guess what's opposite the power cable? the power button,
Oh,
and
so you
so I
push
shut
the
off
power
every.
button. Nice.
I'm so sorry,
Oh,
but
pro
that's
tip. Don't turn off the power to your USB hub mid
yeah.
YouTube stream.
But the good news is I did have a backup streaming source,
Yeah.
and so my guess is now. Oh, I'm sorry. Are we streaming the right thing? Oh, we're not. We're, or well, I think we are, but I do need to make one change here real quick. So go ahead and vamp.
Okay, I will keep vamping. So, back to the Google and Apple versus Epic. Epic's kind of been weird and all this stuff. I do wish I could have Fortnite on my Mac or my iPhone or my
I do as well.
iPad, but we'll see where all of this goes. There is talk. Um, for Apple that in the EU, which has all kinds of tech stuff that they push on people, part of the reason we have USB-C on an iPhone is the EU, but they are going to push Apple to be able to allow side loading of apps. So we'll see what happens with that. Uh,
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. But yeah, I did have that. I did have that up here a moment ago.
I mean, literally, besides the game Fortnite, and
Mm-hmm.
there's plenty of other games on the iPhone. What would you possibly want to sideload onto your iPhone that isn't already
Well,
there?
I can tell you that some people have very specific needs, and they're going to say, I want to be able to install some VR app that does something that Apple doesn't allow, or
Hmm.
some app that allow me to rip videos off of a website that something won't allow, or probably things that most normal people wouldn't do. But if you're like a super hacker, or if you have a
Yeah,
very
yeah,
specific industry that needs
yes,
to be able to do something in the video and audio world, I can see that happening.
yes, outside of Apple's rules, but I would not recommend it for the average user. Now, this next one is one that you guys discussed on the Mark and Toddcast, so you're quite knowledgeable on this.
Of
The
course.
security robot will patrol part of downtown Portland. We were talking about the one in New York a month or two ago, but now we've got one in Portland. Now, I didn't realize this was specifically part of the Big Pink. The what was it? The second tallest building in Portland.
Yes, the
Um,
second. What a thing to be proud of.
yes. But it's part of their security program.
Right.
I did not know that. I was kind of keeping an eye out over the weekend when I was down there for DJing, and I didn't see it. But maybe this weekend I'll have to swing by Big Pink and see if I see Rob down
What
there.
is Big Pink? Is it a
It's the
hotel?
Big Pink building. No, I think it's a office.
Oh, okay. It's just the owners of the building. Is it the one that kind of
Yeah.
has, well, one, it's pink, and it's got the windows that are kind of pink too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't realize it was
That's the
called the
one. It's
Big
the U.S.
Pink.
Bank Corp building,
Yeah, I would not have named
Bancorp
it the Big
Tower.
Pink.
42 stories. So that
So
which
a large cylindrical thing called the Big Pink. Hmm, they couldn't do any
it is a
better.
rectangle.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's a security robot down there. I think we'll see some more of this stuff. Portland, of course, there's been endless jokes about how long it'll actually last and what kind of
Be in the river.
state it'll end up in. Yeah, like the all the e-scooters used to end up in the Willamette River with whatever else is in there. But yeah,
Oh yeah. Did you
head
get
on
the
downtown.
information about it being the bank from Todd? It's technically called the U.S. Bank Tower. I just want to make
Uh,
sure.
I did not. I Googled it, but thank you for producer Todd for
Yeah.
some updates on
And
our live stream and the information on that.
this is about the time of the show where you get a little chunky and crusty. So I need to make sure that your computer isn't doing anything out of the
It is.
ordinary.
It is not. It is
Okay.
streaming my video and internet wise streaming my video and loading web pages from the show notes. So
Hmm.
I don't know what causes that.
It's because we're talking
But
about the big pink, probably.
the last one of the year, not episode, we've got one more next week, but the last Microsoft Patch Tuesday, December 2023 edition.
I pressed the security because I saw the security robot. But Microsoft Patch
Um,
Tuesday does have to do with security.
yes, yes, it does. And Krebs on Security reports the final Patch Tuesday of 2023 is upon us, with Microsoft Corp today releasing fixes for a relatively small number of security holes in its Windows operating systems and other software. Even more unusual, there are no known zero-day threats targeting any of the vulnerabilities in December's patch batch. Patch
Wow.
Batch. Why hasn't it been called Patch Batch all along? That's a much better name.
I
But
mean, I might get excited to do it if it was named that. That is
yes,
amazing.
yes. So just your monthly reminder to keep your devices updated. There were four of the updates pushed out today address critical vulnerabilities that Microsoft says can be exploited by malware or malcontents to seize complete control over a vulnerable Windows device with
Man,
little or no help from users.
was this article designed to trip you up, my friend, with all the
Yes.
vulnerabilities that are in
Yes,
there?
it was. I did see just before we were recording, and I didn't look into it, but somebody had sent out an update that the one of the updates from this patch batch was causing Windows to have Wi-Fi connectivity issues, which
Mm,
I don't know if you know computers these days, but Wi-Fi connectivity is kind of important. So thanks for that, Microsoft.
yeah, crazy.
It is crazy, but you know what's not crazy? The patch batch of Dave's pro tip of the week.
So, today, this is going to be a simple one and quick. And I always say that, and they end up being 45 minutes long. I discovered this quite by accident, even though I'm sure it's well documented. Um, I don't know if you use sleep on your focus on your phone. Do you, Nate, on your iPhone?
Every single night I
What time
do.
does your sleep focus turn on? I bet it's a different time than mine.
I turn it on manually
Oh,
each night
you
before I go to
heathen.
bed. I take my Apple Watch and I press the little button, I turn on sleep, and it turns off the screen for your Apple Watch for the
Hmm.
night and puts your phone to sleep. So,
Well, mine is
uh,
scheduled, something like
mm,
10 or midnight or something. I don't know. I think it's,
10 or midnight.
I don't know. I go to bed pretty late. But when you have it enabled, you know, this is for better or worse, your desktop screen goes away and it just kind of does a basic thing. But I did notice the thing that's different, let me switch here, is when you have it enabled, your alarm clock will show up
Ah,
on there when it's time when you have it set. And I currently have mine set to 7:15 a.m., which why did I do that? But on some days I have to get up early. So
some
if you
days you
tap
have
it
to get
though,
up.
this is the tip. If you tap it from the lock
Oh,
screen, you can change it or skip it. And
ooh,
this is what usually happens. I go in there, I go to bed and it's late and I'm like, oh, I don't even know what time the alarm is set for tomorrow. And so I go into my clock and then I go into my alarm and then I go into my settings and I either toggle it on or off or I change it or do whatever.
yeah,
But when I discovered
it's right
this,
there.
I'm like, I can just say skip alarm. Done. Look, no
Done.
alarm.
No alarm.
So if
That is
if I'm supposed
great.
to meet you tomorrow, I'm sorry, I'll be sleeping because I turned my alarm off.
Yes,
But
yes.
man, it's time saver.
I need to make that part of my, when I put it on sleep mode, I should do it on my phone and just check that alarm to make sure that it is set correctly and
Yeah.
all of that stuff. That is a very nice little tip.
Well,
It
there you
is
go.
the sleep focus. Yeah, I do it manually because my time varies and I don't want to have it go into sleep too early and not get any notifications that I want or any of that stuff. But if you have a consistent sleep time, that
Hmm.
would make sense to do it that way. But Very nice little feature. Yeah, I have done that is the only focus mode that I use. Like every once in a while, I'll toggle on do not disturb if I'm,
Yeah.
in a very important something, whatever it may be. I'm trying to think on the fly of something that I do that's important enough to turn on do not disturb. Like,
You're
come
having a
on now.
meeting with like a CEO of a company or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, then I might put it on, but the sleep focus, but the focus modes, there are a lot of options there, and I really should play around with it and set up some different ones. Like you could have a work focus where it won't show you any social media stuff, or
Hmm.
you can really customize things with those focus modes. But sleep focus, I'm guessing most people sleep, and so that is a
Not
very helpful
everybody.
one to use. And I have gotten to the point, Dave, and I think you'd agree with me that in 2023, if you do not put on do not disturb or something when you go to bed, that's your problem. If
Forget about
I
it.
send you
Yeah.
a text message or something, that's on you. We're
I've
to
won this
that
battle
point.
with my spouse.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 10:30. You shouldn't text so and so or whatever. I'm like, they don't. If they're asleep, they should turn their phone off. What the
Yeah.
heck? I'm not gonna
Yeah.
wait to send an email. Uh, I'm not
Yes.
gonna wait to send a text message either. So
Yep.
anyway.
I agree. So all you listeners out there, get on board if you are not with that because again, we should be good enough. You listen to the Not Nerd podcast, you should be good enough to use a sleep focus or do not disturb or turn your phone off or whatever
Hmm.
if you don't want to
Get your
be
VIP
disturbed.
list set up for your
Yeah.
iPhone. Yeah.
Yes, very good tips. Well, it's time for everyone's favorite segment, just the headlines. And there is our lovely winter festive driveway cam with the lights from your house reflecting on the rear of your vehicle, the snowman
Yes.
down the street. Very nice.
And
What a festive episode.
I've tried to cover the least interesting area. Well, I mean, there could be something going on there,
Yeah.
but with the power of the
Man,
press, I can add or remove us.
can we only hope that we get an episode with some snow on the driveway cam?
Oh,
Wouldn't
that
that
would
be
be
wonderful
amazing.
to get some
Hey,
snowy action?
and you may not have noticed, but since last week, look at the rear view window of my car there. Do you
Yeah.
see lights?
I do say I mentioned, yeah, the
Oh,
reflection of
I
lights
see.
on your garage, but your
Y-
car was parked the other direction. You were
y-
backed into the driveway this week's.
Yeah, well,
Another
last
great
week I don't think
reminder
there were
that if you're
lights.
not watching on YouTube, you're not going to know which direction Dave's car's parked in the
I know.
driveway.
Well, I had
Man,
the tree and some other things up in the front, but the string lights I didn't have up until
yeah,
the other day. Yes,
that takes
two
some
days ago.
effort.
So
We do not
anyway,
have any string lights. We do have some decor up at our place.
hmm,
But let us get back to just the headlines. Adobe abandons 20 billion with a B dollar acquisition of Figma.
hmm,
Wendy's expanding use of AI chatbot to take orders at drive-thrus.
at least they'd be open.
Yeah. S- SBF's lawyer says his client was the worst ever under cross-examination.
There's some others I can imagine would be bad, but yeah.
At Dave, Microsoft Office is finally available on MetaQuest
Holy
headsets.
crap! All right, we're ending the show. Goodbye.
Good. Yes. And finally, stop planting trees, says guy who inspired world to plant 1 trillion with a T trees.
What's the benefit of not?
And those are just the headlines. Yeah, so,
There's
something about
too
being
much
damaging.
oxygen.
Yeah, too
Stop
damaging
it.
to the environment or something. Oh, yes. And
I
on
don't
the
think there could be too
Microsoft
many trees.
Office, can you imagine the Excel championships next year where they're all wearing MetaQuest doing it in VR with their avatars?
I'm
Wouldn't that be great video?
I'm practicing right now. Let's
Yes.
see. Oh, and I have to type. type in the thing,
Type on
and
the
then hit
virtual
return.
keyboard.
I just won.
Uh, I just hope that Microsoft Office is going to come to the Apple Vision Pro, which I haven't put a link in the show notes, but the latest rumors are saying end of January or February of 2024. So, like Apple said, it will be early 2024 that the Apple Vision Pro will start shipping.
Yeah, and
Oh,
read Todd's comment.
yes, yes. He says, Dave plays Microsoft Office. Oh, I need that stream.
Yeah, he enjoyed my last 2-second episode. That was just a screen
Yes.
screen
Quick
art of a
test.
Christmas thing.
Yes.
Um, I was going to make a comment for that first article, and I reserved, but I'm going to do it anyway. Acquisition of Figma, more like Ligma.
Yeah. Woo.
Okay, there you
Yes.
go. I got it
Yes.
out of my system.
Okay. On to our takes of the week. Ooh, we just have the best jams.
We do. They're so good.
We need to put out an album. We need to get that on Spotify.
Now,
Which I
for
will quickly remind people, if you search Google for Amazingly Awkward Christmas, you
oh
will
yes,
find both the Spotify and Apple Music links that I've created over many, many years of awkward Christmas songs. So if you just Google it, at least for me, it came up in the top results there that you can get to those playlists because I know it can get, and especially if you do Amazingly Awkward Christmas Nate Heath, then it
okay.
will definitely get you there. But
I'm
even
on
without that, it
DuckDuckGo, and it
should.
did not come up.
Well, yeah, you're using DuckDuckGo.
Well, as everyone should.
Uh,
But here we go. We've got there it is.
there it is.
And we've got this gem of a photo
Yes, that was
of you
from
sitting there.
volume 6, which was like
Wow.
2009 was the 6th year. I think that I did the I used to burn CDs. I would gather the MP3s and burn CDs, and then I realized that
That's
wasn't a thing
illegal.
anymore, so I took many of the songs and I've added some new ones. Cher, I'm sure you've been listening to it, Dave, but Cher put out her new Christmas album,
I'm
which I
not.
was first exposed to while watching the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. She did
Is
a
she still
live
alive?
performance. She is
Okay.
still alive and making Christmas music like just about anyone else on the planet. I will say, if you scroll to the very bottom of the list, I think
Well,
it'll show up.
I wanted to
Oh,
talk about this. I'm very eager
oh
to hear that
yes,
song. But
the David Hasselhoff Christmas album is a
yeah,
gem. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, I happen to see Boone Livingston, which you might remember from Lego Masters that
yeah.
my wife went to college with. He put out a Christmas album. Oh,
Oh
is
yeah,
it
he's
not
a
showing
big
on it?
musician.
Yeah, he sang
I,
a lot. I don't know
I don't see.
what order your playlist is in there. It's
Oh,
not
jeez.
showing me, but hopefully that's the right playlist. But
I
yeah, he
can't.
had a Christmas song.
Huh.
Uh, all kinds of people out there with their Christmas music. Just about every
There we
artist
go.
has put out some Christmas songs because it is instant money for you. Oh
Boone
yeah,
Langston, right?
Langston. Yes, I said Livingston, but he did a song based on Christmas Vacation, which your Christmas sweater is. So I'm tying it all together with a
It's all
red
coming
bow on top of
together.
the tree.
And Dr.
Griswolds.
RAPVHS says, "Man, I love Merry Christmas Baby by Otis Redding."
Yes, yes. And on his recommendation, I added one of Madonna's Christmas songs to the
Oh,
list last year. So, yeah, if you're looking to switch up your Christmas music with some stuff maybe you haven't heard, there's a couple of the classic, kind of weird Christmas songs, but a lot of really random stuff on there.
yeah.
Yes,
Santa
and
Baby.
producer Todd, Madonna has only stooped to singing one Christmas song, Santa Baby, which she did for charity. So that
Hmm.
is on my playlist. But,
There's no
anyways,
stooping. That's
no,
how you get all the money. It's a
yes,
perpetual income source.
yes, yes. Just ask Mariah Carey about that one
Oh
or the
boy.
Chipmunks.
Yeah.
Um,
Or the guy
but
that did the Grinch.
Oh,
Car
wow,
car
that
log?
was the longest sidestep ever, because was talking about how great our takes intro music was. But
That's true.
back to our takes. This is big news. You've probably seen a link or two to it, but Apple to halt Apple Watch Series 9 and Apple Watch Ultra 2 sales in the US this week
Hmm.
because of is a trademark. Um, there's a long running patent dispute between Apple and medical technology company Masimo around the Apple Watch's blood oxygen sensor technology.
Yeah, this is
So,
crazy.
yeah.
Um, and since the wife doesn't listen to the podcast, um,
Hmm.
she might be getting something in this article. But I don't think it's a fear of being banned due to lack
Yes.
of said oxygen sensor. But we've said too much. We said too much.
Yes. Yes. But
Yeah, what do you think about
pretty
this? This is
interesting for
crazy.
them to stop
And
sales in the US for their two flagship Apple Watches the week before Christmas.
and this is why you buy the first generation Ultra
Yes.
because then
I
you don't have to worry about this. I turn the stupid
Yes,
sleep off
I
so my
I do
watch will
not
start working again.
know. Again, I I don't believe you need the Apple Watch Ultra 2. I mean, if you have the one, that you definitely don't need the
But
two. What was
but
a
you can
brighter
do this.
screen and a better?
It
But
does
I can do
this.
that on my watch. I've got that set up with the assistive touch. I do that all
Oh,
day long. I do the double tap of my fingers.
hmm.
That's why all temptation to upgrade went away.
I think I
But
tried to turn it on, but I don't know how. So
Oh, I should show you. I should do a video about it or something sometime.
you should do a Nate's
Ah,
pro tip of the week.
yes, yes, I should. Uh,
Hey,
is
so
a
Chelsea
ball round?
was foolish enough to ask, is Todd a Madonna fan?
Oh, she knows. She knows. She follows Todd close enough to know that. She also said, "So you put a Boone Langston song on your 2009 awkward Christmas list just randomly?" No, the image on my playlist was from 2009.
Ah,
This is my complete playlist, and I saw him post because we're friends on Facebook.
oh,
Boone posted about his Christmas music, and I said, "Hey, I know just the place to add that song."
you
So
mean TV star Boone Langston,
yes, yes, we
friend
are.
of Will Arnett
Yes,
and
yes.
others?
And now lives in Sweden and works for Lego at the Lego headquarters over there. Is it
I did
Sweden
not
where
know
they're
that.
located? Yes, he moved over there. So,
He was
um,
married before he moved over there, right?
yes, yes, his
Yeah.
family, they all moved over there and live in the Lego life. He posts stuff all the time. And I
Wait,
mean, you can only imagine
why
how
is he in
much fun they
Sweden?
have.
Lego's in Denmark.
Or Denmark,
Oh,
Denmark.
sheesh.
That's why
I
I
was
was
getting
checking.
excited for Swedish women and
Yes,
meatballs, but no,
yes. No, Denmark,
Denmark.
Denmark.
Yeah.
But anyways, on to our next story. We've got another Apple story. So I was talking my pick of the week the other week, the newest, latest Apple AirPods Pro 2 with the USB-C case.
Yeah.
And at the beginning, you couldn't just buy the USB-C case. Now you can for $99. You can purchase the USB-C version
Oh,
of which has slightly better water and dust resistance than the Lightning AirPods Pro 2. Man, what a mouthful. Case. I don't
that's
know
never mind.
unless you have a complete USB-C world that you live in. I don't know if you had the Pro 2 if you needed to buy the new case. I was thinking, well, you would get the updated battery,
Mm,
a fresh battery in there, but I would say for most people the issue isn't really the battery in the case, it's more the battery when you're wearing the AirPods. Does that make sense to you, Dave? Like seems like that's where you really want good batteries is the
yeah,
actual AirPods themselves. The battery case, that's not as important.
you are correct.
Um,
The
but
individual AirPods are the ones where the battery cycles get used up and they don't
yes,
hold it. The case, it's got a much bigger battery, so even if it's at half capacity, you're probably
yeah,
never even going to notice.
yes. And at $99, their retail price for the Pro 2 is what, 259. But if you watch the sales, I got mine. It was either 180 or 190. So for 80 or 90 bucks, you're getting a whole fresh new set of AirPods. But anyways, $99 you can get that case
Well,
if
yeah,
you feel the need.
I I'm waiting for mine to die so that I can upgrade to the Pro
Yes.
2s.
Yes, indeed. Well, we have something that happened for the first time from
What?
Netflix. They released viewing information on their shows. It's always been this big mystery, and some of this comes out of the actor and the writer strike. Some of the stuff that was uh, decided with that, but they have released this report, their
Hmm.
Netflix engagement report.
So
Um,
were there any revelations?
I don't think so. I've heard some people talking about it. Mostly in this report. They're kind of floating their own shows boats,
They're
as one
tooting
would
their own
do in a
boat?
yes, tooting their own horns, as the case may be. And I think I'm trying to. Oh, you can download the full report near the above the video there to see
Pass.
the full. Ooh, it's in Microsoft Excel.
Oh,
Should
wait.
we? You could pull it up and do some
Unpass?
live Excelling, and 30 seconds later, when my Microsoft Excel will
I
open
don't
up,
see the download thing. Oh, here it is. It was the same
report
color.
here. They could have added a button here, but they show available globally, release date, and then hours viewed. So The Night Agent season 1, which I have not heard of, has 812 million with an M hours viewed.
Wow.
So that's kind of how they put this out there. Ginny in Georgia, haven't heard of it. The Glory Wednesday I've heard of. The
Hmm.
Addams Family season 1,
And the day of the week.
507 million hours viewed. So they've got this breakdown of the top. Oh, it's all of their shows. Let's go down to the very bottom.
What's the least
I,
viewed? The Not Nerd
yes.
Podcast documentary by
Oh,
Todd
that
Workoven.
there is a bunch of Asian language. I'm going to look for something that was Zombie Liars season 1 had 100,000 hours. So as low as it goes, anything above 100,000 hours of view time they have on there. But there
Wow.
are 1,008 or no 18,219 entries on this list. So that many shows had a
I got to
hundred
get to
thousand
watching
hours or
stuff.
more.
And
Yeah, there is.
many of those shows have many episodes and seasons.
Yes, yes, and many shows start with the word "the" as I scroll
Really?
through the list.
Who would have thought?
Uh,
And I bet the
yeah,
second most popular is the letter A.
yes, probably. I saw something about Rob Schneider, Asian, Asian Mama, Mexican Kids. Oh, that must be his comedy special, with 100,000 hours. But interesting that they're releasing some of this information. It is nice to kind of see, get some more data because it's kind of been this black box of,
Hmm.
well, it seems popular on Netflix. People are talking about it,
Yeah.
but they're starting to put more information out there. So.
Hmm.
Oh, Netflix. And we've got a little security and privacy. Doom, doom. And this one you found, and well, I was going to say it shouldn't be a surprise. We've known for a long time that smart TVs are gathering a lot of data. That is
Yes.
why they are so cheap, is because they are able to sell data. But what you might not know is automated content recognition, which this article from the markup says Shazam like software on smart TVs that tracks what you're watching. So,
This should be illegal. I don't understand how this can be a thing.
because there's money to be made, so there's lobbying to be done, would be my summary. But yeah, so a lot of these TV manufacturers have software built in where it's actually taking screenshots of what is playing on your TV, that then they can try to recognize that in a database and sell that data to advertisers. Now, in this article, they do have Roku, Samsung, and LG, which are three very popular covers probably 90% of all smart TV
I've heard of those
software,
guys.
and they give you the step-by-step instructions to turn this off. So on Roku, it took 11 to 24 clicks to turn this off. LG, it took 27 clicks to turn off their Live Plus service. And then Samsung, I scrolled too
900, I bet.
far, 10 to 37 clicks to turn off theirs, which they call viewing viewing information services. That's not intentionally vague at all.
I'm going
Um,
to do this because I have a Samsung. And you know what I might
yes,
also do is get into my router's settings and block the domains that, you know,
yes,
where these things go to report their info.
yes. And I did want to take this opportunity to remind people that I did get that free Tele TV, and
Yes.
part of their reasoning is all these TV manufacturers are gathering whatever data they can. So with Telly, it's like, hey, we're telling you we're going to do this, and we're
Yeah,
going
they're
to give you
just.
a free TV so that we can do it. I do want to I was talking with you, Dave, outside of the podcast, as
Mhm.
we sometimes do, and
We
saying
live
that I
on the
wanted,
podcast.
yes, I want to do a video, maybe a live video in front of my Telly TV. I see a lot of misinformation out there. People just don't understand what it is. But if you're curious, be looking for that. I want to do a live episode where I just kind of sit in front of the Telly TV, show you all the different features, kind of how it works. So if you're interested in that, let me know if you have any questions about the Telly TV. Um,
Now, I don't have a question
yes.
about the tele TV, but Dr. RAPVHS says for that smart TV thing, is that only if you're using their quote onboard system, or will it do it for something like Apple TV or any other inputs that are hooked up? Hashtag tinfoil. Um, Here's what I would say, and I'll let you respond. I would say if your television is connected to the internet in any way possible, they are probably gathering information about every device and every piece of content that goes through the TV. Because why wouldn't they? Now, my
Yes.
TV is currently connected because it's got the picture frame
Oh
thing, and
yeah, the
it has to
frame
be on the
TV.
network so that you can add
Yes.
pictures. And anyway, I'm going to figure out a way to turn it off. But
Yes, yes.
Nate, what is
They
your response?
I would agree that the reason why they built this is because a lot of people do use Apple TVs and other devices, and so it's kind of a shell above that. Or just imagine there's a camera in your room taking a picture of the TV, and I think it said it could do.
Oh, it's like
Oh yeah,
7,200 times this minute or something
yeah, 7,200 images per hour, or
per hour.
approximately two every second. So twice a
So
second, it's taking a picture of whatever is on the screen so that they can use that information. Because if it was just the Samsung or the Roku app, they have every
they
bit
have it
of
every.
information on
But
that. But if it's not their apps, then they want to be able to capture that
here's the
too.
problem with this. I'm I'm going to the park. I'm filming my child climbing on a slipper slide or whatever. I come back home and show the family on my TV. They are scanning and sending back private images that I've not given them permission to view. Like, how do they
Well,
get
you
around
did
that?
give them permission.
By
You
buying the
accepted
TV?
some terms of use
I
when you
don't
were
know.
setting it up that you
I don't think
just
that that
hit
would
accept.
stand in a because I don't know. They need to give you an
I know
option.
you don't like it, but they are
I don't
doing
like it at
it, and
all.
yeah,
Yeah,
and then most people wouldn't. Have, and part of me says
because
if
it's
they're using
insidious.
anonymous, yeah, well, yes, they're using anonymous data, and if they're keeping it private and all that stuff, if it gives me better ads or whatever, but yeah, I don't like it, but I
Getting
definitely
better
know
ads
why
is
they do
like
it.
you're stabbing me with a sharper knife. I mean,
Yes, yes. Uh, well,
thanks.
and I thought about talking about it, and then I decided not to put it in the show notes, but now I will. Anyways, there's a big article that came out this week. Some marketing firm in the US said Hey, we can get you all kinds of data. We'll listen in on people's microphones and on their
Wow.
phones or any home devices or TVs. And so we can get all the data from their casual conversations to advertise, which has been this great conspiracy theory debate forever. I don't know how you could do it on an iPhone, that you can't just be randomly listening. Your computer, you get the little notification. Now, TVs and stuff, that could be a different story. The Amazon Echo. But a lot of people are saying, I don't know. I was in a marketing meeting kind of playing dumb once with a client of mine when a
Hmm.
marketing company came in and did a pitch. And they're like, oh, yeah, we can totally listen in on any conversation. So if somebody starts talking about your product, we can start giving them ads and target that. And I'm just sitting there going,
Like
for
that is
one,
not possible.
the owner of this company just instantly does not want to work with you because that will creep him out because he hates technology. And I don't think that's possible, but they were using it as a selling technique of like,
Well,
but it's just like, that's creepy.
they're selling a false bill of goods
Yes,
because
yes,
they can say that and get the client, and how's the client ever going to know?
yeah,
They'll never
yeah.
know.
Nope, no, they won't. Well, after that fun conversation, I do need to. I keep meaning to make a tinfoil hat for whenever Todd has those questions that I could put on. I need a
You mean
tinfoil trucker hat.
neither one of us have a roll of tinfoil sitting on our desk?
And that is the one thing I do not have on my desk, is even anything
We could do a gaff tape hat.
resembling. I could use a hard drive. Is that kind of like
That was a little
tinfoil?
bit better than my gaff tape because I think
Which,
radio waves go
oh,
right through gaff tape.
rest
Was
in
that
peace.
six
I'm going to
terabyte?
talk about, it's a 8 terabyte.
Oh,
Rest in peace. I'm going to talk about that next week.
mm,
But
doorstop.
anyways, let us cleanse our palate with our bonus odd take. This one actually comes from the same website as last year, but I saw it linked to somewhere else, from Kamogo.com, our buddy that's also apparently Neil.fun that we figured out last week.
Yes.
But this one is the Matryoshka dolls, the Russian nesting dolls.
Mm-hmm.
And if you pull up the website, it gives you the first Russian nesting doll. And if you click it, it says click the doll to get another one, another smaller one. Each one is 3% smaller than the last.
Hmm.
I'm not sure what happens when you get a doll only 1 pixel wide. Is the most is the next doll invisible, or is it also 1 pixel wide? I'm way too lazy to find out. Message me if you do. I love this guy. And thank you to my wife for quickly
Oh, good job, Chelsea. Perfect.
delivering me some tinfoil there for Todd. I'll have to fashion a much better tinfoil hat. I think I did see a trucker hat when I was shopping once that said, I identify as a tinfoil hat. But
That's
yes,
funny.
these Russian nesting dolls, and thank you, Dave, for continuously clicking as they get 3% smaller. Again, if you're not watching on YouTube, how do you even enjoy the Not Nerd podcast? Because you're not getting to see these Russian nesting
Don't give
dolls.
people an idea for a response of how much they
Yes.
enjoy it by not watching, because they could say,
Yeah.
not at all.
They're getting
So,
smaller.
so if you count the number and they're each 3% smaller than the previous one, Nate, with your lettering and math, would you be able to figure out exactly the percentage difference between the current one and the original one?
Oh, no, that's above my
I
pay
bet you
grade
could put
this
it in a
far out
spreadsheet.
from high school. Yes, I could do it in Excel.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are getting awfully small.
Whew,
And,
they're
producer
getting hard to
Todd
click.
chimed in with Chelsea's the MVP for that tinfoil. Yes, she did
Yeah.
deliver. And we do use Reynolds wrap
Oh,
every day for everyday meals. The
you are a name
tinfoil.
brand.
Yeah, for the tinfoil, I use a lot of tinfoil to cook with. It
Well,
is,
and let's be accurate if we're going to be accurate. It's aluminum foil, or for our folks across the pond,
yes,
aluminium.
yes,
There's no
my
10.
aluminium foil hat.
I wouldn't want 10 uh, in my food, but I suppose they used to use it back in the day. We need some
Yeah.
lead foil to put our food on.
Oh, yes.
No.
I do take a copper supplement along with my zinc.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to get some
What were
zoom.
you
Look at you
zinking?
zooming.
Look
What
at
was I
this.
zinking?
Why
Man,
does it
that is
seem
a
like they're not
lot of
getting any
Russian nesting dolls.
bigger when I'm zooming in here? Holy
Well,
cow.
they should be getting smaller.
Yeah, so
Oh, and producer Todd, while you continue to click on the Russian nesting dolls, asks, more importantly, what should I have for dinner? Corn dogs or soup with toasted cheese
that
sandwiches?
is an
Multiple
easy
toasted cheese
answer.
sandwiches? Man, that's a tough
Soup.
one.
Soup is
Yeah,
always the
soup
answer.
with a toasted cheese sandwich is quite delicious, but
Yeah.
if you're dipping the corn dogs in mustard, ooh, and if you
Is it
cook them in the oven, not the microwave, so they
is a
get nice and
toasted
crispy.
cheese sandwich grilled cheese?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
okay. I thought maybe I was
He
missing
might
something.
toast his cheese sandwiches, but well, Dave, I think you're getting awfully close to 1 pixel
Well, here's
tall,
the thing. Okay, I'm maximum
max
500% zoom.
zoomed.
I can't zoom anymore. Oh boy. What's going to happen? Just be patient for a moment. I'm going to zoom out to 100% and we're going to see precisely how small those guys are. Holy cow. Okay, I think I've reached the limit of my mouse. I'm just like clicking blindly. Okay, we'll call that good. And I'm
Yeah,
going to hit 100%. Command 0 or option window for our Windows friends. Here we
Command
go.
0. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Wow,
That's tiny. I
those
wish he
are
gave us a
really
number,
tiny. Yeah,
but
he's too lazy to do it. We should give it to him because then maybe he would come on to do a special appearance on the so you get those counted up.
yeah, I doubt.
And
I
Chelsea
doubt.
is another vote for soup and toasted cheese. I am not much of a
Toasted.
soup consumer, but I do understand, especially this time of year, the enjoyment of it.
Yeah.
But you know what I am a consumer of? Our picks of the week.
I was not sure what was coming up next, so I did not hit the echo button. So I'm glad that you
Yeah,
had your backup there.
and there's a better view of my quickly
Oh,
made tinfoil hat.
look at that. Wow. That's amazing. So my pick of the week this week is something.
Oh, is it?
It is, and I'm looking for the link where there. It's sadly not highlighted, so I have
And when
to.
you while you do that, producer saw the Todd said the thumbnail should be all the nesting dolls, but one is replaced by Drone Dave. And thanks, Chelsea. Soup and grilled cheese it is. I'm glad that,
The
see,
last one.
not only do we help you with technology, we help you decide what's for dinner. Another reason to join us live on
Yeah,
YouTube. You come on here, you ask us what we should have for dinner, we give you the answer.
why not?
Yeah.
Well, back to my pick. Um,
Yes.
I've been on this journey to get Alexa and Wise products out of my life, not because
Yeah.
they're not good, not because they're not adequate. It's because I want to switch to Apple HomeKit. We discussed last time when I picked the bulbs, the Matter
Yeah.
bulbs, this very thing that I'm trying to migrate into a unified Matter type world and just use the built-in stuff on my phone. And I think I may have showed you this, that like on my home screen, you can see the little
Yeah.
buttons where I can just press them and turn things on and off. It's very convenient. So right now, when I say SIRI, turn on my Christmas tree, nothing happens because I don't have a smart switch that's compatible with her. Well, today I
Mm.
decided to live smarter and I
Yes.
purchased mini smart Wi-Fi plug. And I actually got this like a week or two ago, but it just arrived today.
Oh,
So
it's a
here it
busy time
is.
of year for those.
Yeah, TP-Link Tapo Matter supported smart plug mini compact design 15 amps slash 1800 watts max, super easy setup, work with Apple Home, Alexa, and Google Home, UL certified, 2.4 only with Tapo 3 pack. 30 bucks. I think that's what it cost me too. I might have got it on a sale. But anyway, that's what I got. And I like it. And I haven't set it up
Very
yet, but I
nice.
know it's going to work because TP-Link Tapo is a brand. If you're looking to get into this
Yeah.
smart home deal, it's a good brand to choose.
Yes. Well, my pick of the week this week is the Meross Smart Plug Mini 15 amp and reliable Wi-Fi support Apple HomeKit, Siri, Alexa, Echo, Google Assistant, and Nest Hub app control timer. No hub needed. 2.4G Wi-Fi only 4-pack. So we both randomly picked smart plugs this week.
We
I think I
did.
mentioned when you were talking about your bulbs that I needed some more for our Christmas tree. I have some iHome ones from several years ago that do work with Apple Home Smart Home Kit, whatever the name is. But yeah, I picked up this 4-pack of Meross smart plugs. I was looking, like you, for the Matter support on there and the Apple HomeKit more importantly. And this 4-pack, I believe believe my deal, they're $34 right now for the
Yeah.
four
But
pack.
there's a $2
Um,
coupon.
yes, $2 coupon. Let me look at my order details. I think I got it for, oh yeah, $31
Mm,
for the thing. So yeah, smart plugs, they're a thing. There's a little, and I did set one of these up. What
mm.
I did instead of plugging it in at the tree and then
Don't show
trying
them
to
your
do
code.
anything I
Somebody
need
will add
to,
it to
oh
their
yeah.
home.
So there's this handy QR code. You just open up the Home app, you plug it in, you scan that. It sets everything up. It adds it to the Wi-Fi, and then you're good to go. It does have a manual button if you just need to switch it on or off.
Hmm.
But yeah, and then I set up a group in the Home app so that when I say to the lady to turn off or turn on
Any of the
Xmas.
ladies.
Yes, it will turn on the Christmas tree as well as the little snowman we have in our front window and our little scene on our entry table and everything. So,
And similar to you, mine's very similarly shaped,
yeah. Oh,
and it's
you've
got
got the
the
curved
button.
on the back.
Well, yes. I mean, spared no expense for the
Yes.
little curvy derby. And I'm hoping, and again, untested because I just opened these, my hope is that two of these dogs, like this, will fit in one receptacle because that is a
Could you
problem.
only hope?
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't know that it's going to work,
Might
but
have to
for
get
some
some
reason,
little extenders if you do need them both in the same receptacle.
it's so dumb.
Yeah, yes, yes.
Oh,
They
I
are
had one upside down.
larger than you would really hope they would be in 2023, but they are handy to have anywhere where you need. And you can buy outdoor ones too if you have like your Christmas lights outdoors. You can buy some that are a little more weather protected for
Yes.
that. But yeah, two different options. TP Link, which I really like their brand, and if I would have seen theirs, I might have gone for those. But these ones were a little bit cheaper, so I went with them. So.
Well, here's a,
Both
I just wanted to do a little related sidestep.
sidestep. Yeah.
Each of the Matter products, including my 6 light bulbs that I ordered, come
Mm-hmm.
with these little stickers that have
Mm-hmm.
the same little barcode that's on the side of the device.
Oh.
Same one.
Oh.
But where do you keep these? Like, are you supposed to stick them
Like
somewhere? Like
after
in a
you set
book?
it up, why would you need them again?
Well, why would
And
you
if
even
there's
need
one
it?
on the outlet,
Yeah,
and you can, I
I
will
think it's for
say
like a book or something.
I wasn't clear on this. When I was setting mine up, I scanned it with my phone. It
Yeah.
started loading and then I plugged it in and it still worked fine. So you
Yeah.
don't have to like plug it in and like be underneath the
It it,
thing.
it like does a 30-second
Yeah,
setup
it
deal or
waits
whatever.
for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know why you'd need those extra stickers. I don't know if I got those with my
Well,
Meross.
now this is just giving me anxiety because I'm like, well, one, what did I do with those other stickers? And now I've got these. I'm like, should I keep them all together? And they're not labeled what they are. So how do you even
Yeah.
know?
No, I say
Yeah,
throw them away. Just
I
get
think I
rid of
should
them.
probably just throw them away.
Ah,
I'll
well,
stick them
we
over the
do
other sticker.
have also important our Ramazon purchase of the week.
There you are.
And this week, I went into our Amazon affiliate reports from notpicks.com. You guys have been doing your Christmas shopping there. Just a pro tip, if you have not started Christmas shopping, It is now time to do so quickly. Even with Amazon and stuff times are slipping. So you make sure you pay attention to see if it's going to arrive before Christmas or not, and hopefully
Yes.
it will. But this week, somebody purchased one of these, and I have some related products, but it's the Lap Gear Sidekick Lap Desk with device ledge and phone holder, black. Fits up to 15.6-inch laptops, style number 44218. Because, yeah, that's what I care about. There's a $3 coupon. It's $24.99. Now, interestingly, I somehow had two of these on my Amazon wish list last
Okay.
year, and my
Oh.
mother and my wife both bought me one. But that was actually a good thing because, as with most things in my life, my daughter Isla has commandeered one, and she likes to put the iPad on there if she's
Mm-hmm.
eating food or if she just wants it kind of stood up. But they have a soft underside, a hard plastic with a little ledge to put like your laptop, and a little tray for your phone on them. But these are very helpful. I
Hmm.
used to use the TV tray back in the day, the wooden one that you had, and you had the set of four with the little carrier, and you popped it out and you did it. But these work just great. They're great for eating on, great for working on, great for playing on,
You know what I
drawing.
want?
Isla will draw on those a lot.
I have a little tripod for that you put. I'll describe it with my hands here. You, it's right up here. I guess I could get it, but it's like a telescoping tripod, and there's a thing that'll grip an iPad at the
Oh, yeah,
top,
yeah, yeah.
and then there's a smaller thing that you could put your iPhone on, so that if you're filming with your iPad, you could. I don't know what you'd use it both for, but what I want is a thing to put by my chair that has an arm that comes out that I can put my iPad
Oh,
in, and I can move it and park it.
but
Uh,
what about our, oh, I thought I had up here my
I don't want
neck.
the neck thing.
I've got it somewhere up here. I had it out to show somebody, but yeah, and I've seen something similar where it's almost like a lamp stand, and then it
Yeah,
will have like a
it's
flexible
got the
arm on the
flexi.
top.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But how do you keep it from tipping over? I guess you just get a strong flexi. But then every time you move, it's going to be like.
yes,
I want something more elegant. So
yes.
maybe I should invent it.
Yeah, invent it. That's our product. There we go. We'll make
Hmm.
millions. And Chelsea chimed in with Isla just said, "Did he just say my name?" Yes, I did, Isla. I'm talking about you again and how you take all my stuff. And she said she's using it right now. She's
That's funny.
probably playing some Roblox while the podcast is on the Telly TV. So Telly's
Mm.
getting information that we're watching the Not Nerd podcast
And there's
downstairs right
probably a
now.
hidden camera on the TV taking pictures of you all in your family room
You'll
because you
have to wait
probably.
for my video where I
Oh.
explain because that's something I see online. Oh, it's got a camera that's watching you all the time.
Mm.
You'll have to wait for the Tele TV video to
Man,
find out
hurry up and
the
make this
details of
video.
that. I I might have to get around to that. Well, with that, I think we should wrap up the episode. Thank you so much for those of you that joined us live, those that will watch on YouTube later or in your favorite podcast app or however
Hmm.
else you may listen. Todd doesn't use his iPod anymore because he's watching it live with us on YouTube. But I do want to say to everyone, Merry Christmas. We will be recording reminder the day after Christmas on Boxing Day and Kwanzaa. So we will be celebrating those next week.
Yes, we will.
Um, but have a Merry Christmas. Enjoy it all. Hopefully, get some wonderful technology gifts so we can all get out there and tech better.